I got a request the other day to do a long corner, and I know long corners give people a lot of trouble, so let's try and break this one down piece by piece. Okay, so in the first shot here, at the end, I'm going to go through the video again and give another view of the video. So I'm going to break the first part down. Now, this first part is a 90-degree corner, and it's very dry, very rocky, very hard-packed. And I put up here some bullet points, and these are the key things in this corner. Get off the brakes when you turn in. So do the majority of your braking standing up and when the bike is straight up and down. When you get beyond that 20% lean angle, get off of both the brakes. Very important in dry, hard packed. The brakes are actually what cause you to roll out. And the reason being is you are slowing the rotation of one wheel while the other wheel is pushing forward. So it's a physics thing. If one wheel is rotating slower than the other, one is going to push out from under you. Square up your body and sit on the tank when you're ready to turn. Okay, in the second pick here, I have get your foot off the rear brake and sit forward. Okay, and a lot of people here, they really want to get that foot on the foot peg, on the ball of the foot. I have a bad habit of hooking it under the brake, but I don't think it's that bad of a habit. I've seen Ken Roxon do it, and I've seen Jet Lawrence do it. So just get your foot off the brake is the main thing so you can get that weight on the outside of the peg, and do not ride your foot on the brake. Get your elbows up and weight the outside peg, especially important in this dry, hard-packed, rocky first part of the turn. When you do initiate the throttle at the apex, make sure you're smooth. You don't go from 0 to 100% throttle because that is going to break the back end loose and you're going to lose the bike. And then flat, hard pack, just do not touch either brake, front or rear. Those wheels need to be rolling equally on the flat, hard packed. You'll be amazed if you just tried it on your turn in, let both the brakes go, and see how controllable the bike is on flat, hard packed. Much better than riding a brake. Okay, so in this shot here, I am on the flat, hard packed. I'm weighting the outside peg. Yes, I am not on the ball of my foot. I have my eyes looking forward. I'm trying to head towards the rut. My back is straight. And now the reason your back being straight is very, very important is because that puts weight on the rear end and keeps the front end light. You do not want to bury and put a lot of weight on that front end. It may cause it to wash. Keeping the front end light is very important, and that is what a lot of the top riders like Sexton and Lawrence are really good at doing. If you watch them in the corners, they have a straight back through the corners. And what that does, puts the weight down low into the rear end and gives you traction. Use engine braking as your brake. So going through this corner, being it's a long corner, the big mistake people will make is they start using their brakes when they come up to another hook in the corner. Get off your brakes, and if you watch me in the video, I am just using engine braking. I am never touching the brakes once through this corner, not front brake or rear brake. And then you're looking at that big rut coming up. That rut is going to hold your tires. There is no need to hit either brake coming into that corner. And what I like to tell people is when you're riding a track, think about keeping the wheels moving. Momentum equals speed. Every time you hit those brakes in a corner like this, you are robbing yourself of momentum. So keep the momentum up and use your engine braking. Do not stab the brakes in this corner. Keep the momentum up. All right, so I've slowed it down here. I'm going to go over the whole section. So I come over the double, a little old man scrub here. Get on the gas real quick, blip it. I'm braking both brakes while the bike's almost straight up and down. And then as I initiate beyond that 20% lean, I'm off the brakes. Now I'm rolling through here, no brakes, little bit of gas. Now I'm off the gas here, get to my apex, little bit of gas here. But then I have to stand the bike up a little bit because it gets dry, hard packed, and rocky on the exit. And then I'm on the gas again. All right, so let's break down the rutted part and the dry, hard packed exit. All right, so getting into this rut, as you can see, I have number one is straight back. You want to keep that back straight and do not put all the weight into the handlebars. Keep your eyes up and out. Very important in ruts. Wherever your eyes go, the bike will follow. If you have your head up looking towards the end of the rut, that bike will automatically do what your head is telling it to do, which is get you through the rut. No brakes. The bigger the rut, the less you have to touch either brake. That rut is there to hold you. That rut is so tall, there is no need to ride either brake through it. More shallow of a rut, yes, you may want to trail the front brake a little bit. And also, don't pull the clutch in. All the clutch is going to do, like I said earlier, momentum is important, and all a clutch does is kill momentum. So this whole section, you can keep a finger on the clutch in case you make a mistake, but there is no reason to have the clutch in at all, especially on a 4-stroke. Okay, so now I'm in the rut, and one thing I want you guys to think about too, and a lot of people have a problem with what I call lazy leg. They put their leg out, and as the rut starts to increase, they keep their leg at the same angle. As the lean angle increases and you start getting deeper into that rut, that foot has to come up. And you can see I have my foot up, my knee. If you look at the pants that I'm wearing, there is holes in the knees from me hitting my knee on the perch. So keep that leg up. A lot of mistakes and a lot of falls happen from people catching their foot. Keep your foot up. Don't let it hit the ground. And then also, no brakes have been used at all at this entire point. I am just using that rut to hold my bike. I'm using my body, putting the bike in there, and I'm staying away from touching both the brakes. Again, eyes up and out. You can see my eyes and my head. I'm looking forward. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, at this point, the rut has ended, and you can see my body position. I am leaning with the bike. I am still in the rut. That rear tire is just coming to the end of the rut. But now I have nothing to put my tires into, so I need to adjust my body position. I need to go from leaning with the angle of the bike to sitting on the outside of the bike. And in the next picture, you can see that now my weight has shifted to the outside, and you can see basically the crack of my 2 legs sitting on the edge of the seat. I am weighting the outside peg, and again, I have a straight back. And you can see here that I have a slight wheelie coming out of the corner. What that's doing is front end is light, and I'm driving that weight to the rear tire, and it's allowing that front tire to float over all the rocks, driving power to the rear. And again, straight back and an interior pelvic tilt drives power to the rear tire and lightens the front end. Something super good to remember when you're out there riding. And here's just another shot. It's me exiting. You can see my weight shifted to the outside, straight back, then interior pelvic tilt, driving it to the rear tire, keeping that front end light so I am not grabbing any of those rocks on the way out with that front end. It's okay if the back tire hits the rocks, but you do not want that front tire grabbing those little rocks. You want it light, and you want it to just skim over the top of everything. All right, that's it for this video. Tried to break down this long corner the best I could. I say in summary, momentum, momentum, momentum. And long corners, do not stab the brakes in the middle of the corner. And that goes for all corners. You don't want to stab the brakes. But the bad habit that I see most people do is they're hitting the brakes in the middle of a long corner. Once you initiate that lean in, you're never touching that brake through the entire corner.